Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. Well, I knew it would just be a matter of time before the word would get out that if you are a man who wants to avoid male prison, or if you are a man who's a predator of children, or if you are a man who is just a hater of women, abuser of women, all you have to do is declare yourself a woman. It doesn't matter that you're not a woman. It doesn't matter that you are a heterosexual man. All you have to do is declare yourself a woman, and automatically, with our sick world the way it is right now, you will gain access to women's bathrooms, women's showers, women's gyms, women's public bathroom spaces, and women will no longer be safe. Now, before I talk about this pervert who is calling himself Hannah Tubbs, but his real name is James, he admits in this tape to his sick family member. There's a whole family full of poor, filthy, vulgar trash. He admits to a family member while laughing that if he ever has to go to jail again, he's going to go ahead and have a sex change. He said, because it's better. Now, he never says that he feels like he's a woman. He simply says it's better to be in a woman's facility than a man. And so he'll just go ahead and have a sex change. Listen to this. You may have to turn up the volume on your end. Let me see what I can do on my end. Okay, on your end, you may have to turn up the volume. Listen to this, where he admits that he's not really a woman or interested in being a woman, but he's admitting that he's going to use and work the system so that he can gain access to women's bathrooms, etc.
They're going to put me with other trannies that have similar cases like mine, or with one tranny like me that has a case like mine.
Okay.
So when you come to court, make sure you address me as her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be hard, but you have to do it. What we're trying to avoid is the registering thing. That's what we're working our hardest to not do.
Yeah, I know, Bubba.
We're also trying to avoid going to prison again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because this time if I went in, I'm getting a sex change.
You what?
Yeah, I said this time if I was to go in, I would get the sex change, so I wouldn't be in a man's prison no more.
Yeah.
I'd be in a female's facility. It'd be better.
There's some bitches in there, too.
Oh, it don't matter.
Okay, did you hear that? Did you hear that? He's talking to his low-class family member. It may be his father. And he's saying out of his own mouth on tape that the reason he wants to have a sex change operation is so that he doesn't have to be in a man's facility. He said it's better in a woman's facility. Well, in light of the fact that this man has attacked a 10-year-old little girl, and from what I have been reading, that's not the only young lady he's ever attacked. I guess it is better for him to be in a female facility. That way he has more access to other people's children. Listen to this. Here he is. There's nothing feminine about him. And I'm not going to call him a female or her or she, because he just admitted to that man he was talking to, I guess was his father. He just admitted to that person that the only reason he's pretending to be a she is because he doesn't want to go to a man's jail. And he hasn't done anything to change or alter his appearance. He's appearing as a male. He has male genitals. And he has admitted that if he goes to jail again, he will have surgery so that he can avoid a male's prison. Because see, that's what punks do. That's what bullies do. That's what predators do. He doesn't want to be around men. Why? Because a man will rape him. A man will beat him up. He'd rather be around little girls. Listen to this.
There, hid in a woman's restroom at a restaurant. Then when a young girl walked in by herself, he sexually assaulted her. Took years to capture him, but now that he's in custody, it appears he may serve little or no time. Gina Silva has been looking into this story. She joins us live tonight with more. Gina.
Well, Alex, this case has made law enforcement and some prosecutors furious. They are accusing DA George Gascon of caring more about that child molester than the victim. We have to warn you, the details are graphic and disturbing.
This is every parent's worst nightmare. This is every responsible citizen's worst nightmare that this would happen to our children.
LA County Deputy District Attorney John McKinney is talking about what happened to a 10-year-old girl when she walked into a Denny's restroom in Palmdale in 2014.
A man then entered the restaurant and went directly to the women's room. And when the little girl came out of the stall, he immediately attacked her. He restrained her, and he physically penetrated her in a sexual manner.
The little girl identified this man as her attacker, seen here entering the restaurant. But after the assault, the man fled. It wasn't until 2019 when a DNA hit revealed the identity of the suspect as James Tubbs. Turns out Tubbs had racked up a lengthy criminal record.
That included assaults with deadly weapons, several convictions, and many more arrests.
Despite his criminal past and the sexual assault of a 10-year-old girl, which Tubbs admitted to, he may end up serving very little time, if any at all. That's because while Tubbs is now 25, at the time of the assault, he was days from turning 18. And LA County District Attorney George Gascon has a policy of not charging anyone under 18 as an adult.
It's madness. It makes a mockery of our criminal justice system.
The public should be concerned because this is a heinous crime.
Lieutenant Richard Rees works with the LA County Sheriff's Special Victims Unit that investigated the Tubbs case. He says the entire department is outraged.
I would ask the public to reach out to Mr. Gascon and express their concerns and their outrage on a matter such as this involving a sexual predator.
We asked the LA County District Attorney's Office why this case wouldn't be transferred to adult court. That question was not answered. Instead, the following statement was issued. The defendant entered an open plea to the court, leaving it up to the judge to decide what the sentence should be. Our office is seeking that he be placed in a custodial setting in a sheriff's facility for 2 years.
The DA is trying to distance himself from this result and lay blame on the judge, when in fact this only happened because of his policy against transferring juvenile cases to adult court.
Okay, let's stop there. I'm going to end by saying this. Any man in places like liberal places like California who admits openly that he doesn't want to be around other men because he knows he's going to get beat to a pulp or raped. Any man, predator, child molester, rapist, abuser of women, murderer, any of them can declare themselves a woman, even if they've killed several women. Even if they admit that they are a serial killer of women, all they have to do is say, you know what? I'm actually a woman. And with their male genitals, their muscles, their mustache, and with not changing one thing about themselves, they are being given access to women's spaces. You don't believe it? Google it. Women being raped in women's prisons by men. Women being impregnated in women's prisons by men who are pretending to be women. Stay tuned.